my name is Irene Valencia Renata.
And I'm Graciella Claudya Ongky.
And we're from the study program Strategic Communication.
And this is our midterm exam video. Okay, so Valen, can you tell us about your school years, starting from kindergarten until now you have become a college student?
So I started my kindergarten in Tarakanita 5 Kindergarten located in Rawamangun, East Jakarta. And then for primary school, I went to Tarakanita 5 Primary School, also located in Rawamangun in East Jakarta. And then for my junior high school, I went to Don Bosco 2 Junior High School. And then for high school, I went to Don Bosco 2 also. And now I am a college student at Multimedia University, and I majored in strategic communication. So Audi, tell us at least 4 skills that are important for the success of your study and why.
Okay, so for me, I actually think that soft skills are the most essential. Soft skills such as having a critical way of thinking, a good time management, self-discipline, and also being creative is my top 4. When we have a critical way of thinking, we could face everyday problems, including the issue we would face in a working place. When we have a good time management, we could arrange our time so that we could work in efficient and effective way. When we have self-discipline, we could push ourselves to set our own priorities so that we could be consistent. And lastly, being creative is also needed in a working place, because when we have creativity, we could use it to make new innovation in the future. Colin, how often do you socialize with your fellow students? And please tell us the details.
I socialize often with my fellow students because I meet them every day, and us as socially human beings, we really need to interact and socialize with a lot of people so that we can form tons of relations, like relationship or maybe a growing friendship over the years. And then some of those fellow students are actually one of my best friends, and I feel a lot of joy and very fun being around them because they are a lot of fun to be with. And interacting and socializing in general really is important for the future, because you don't really meet a lot of people and form a lot of relationship or friendships when you've matured or are in a workplace, because it's harder than when you are in like a community of students. Next, so Audi, what types of social media are you using, and what benefits can you get from it, and why?
Okay, so for the social media I use is Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, and TikTok. I use it for daily use. For Instagram and Facebook, I use it to post pictures and videos about of me and my friends, so that in the future I could take a look back on my memory. For WhatsApp, I use it to chat with my family, with my friends, with my boyfriend, and some other relatives. And for TikTok, I use it for entertainment purpose, like because in TikTok I could find the contents I would like to enjoy, and I could find some interesting things.
Okay. So I choose photo number 3. So in this photo, there are a bunch of maybe friends or colleagues or co-workers that are doing an informal meeting. Why did I think this is an informal meeting? Because I feel like they all just get along with each other so easily, and I feel like they have a lot of smiles here and there. And I feel like if I had to give context to this picture, I think they are forming a presentation for their next big project, so they're doing a meeting. The guy who's standing up, I feel like he's the leader and also the spokesperson in this meeting and in this group. And there's this girl in blonde. I feel like she's really interested in what they are all discussing. And then the guy with the glasses, I feel like he's really listening to all the things that's been said in this meeting. And then the girl who raised her hand, I feel like she wants to express some of her opinion.
Okay, now the picture I chose is picture number 1. In the picture, we could see some medical workers, including a doctor and 5 nurses. All of them are smiling and radiates happy vibe. Even though I don't know the context of the picture, I don't know why they took the picture. I feel like they're happy and enjoying their job, which is a very challenging one because not only they have to take care of sick people, but they also have to always be cautious with their mental and physical, because it could lead to someone's life. Thank you. So what do you think people should consider while planning a memorable holiday?
I think the first thing that we really need to consider is the destination, place where we want to go. For example, maybe we want to go abroad, we can go to Japan or the United States, or maybe we could just visit some of the islands in our homeland.
Well, obviously, because when we want to go on a holiday, we must know first where we want to go.
Yeah, we need to choose our destination very carefully because we will go somewhere where we don't know anyone, or like for example abroad or on the islands where we don't know anyone. So we need to choose the destination very carefully. Also the weather. What do you think?
I think the weather is one of the things that we should consider too, because, for example, if we want to go on a holiday abroad and we want to go in Christmas time, I think it would be really cold, so we should think about the weather carefully.
Yeah, even though the snowy weather is really feels right with the Christmas time, but yeah, it's not really ideal if you don't like snow.
Yeah, the snowy weather could stop up our nose, and because it was really cold outside, we can't really do anything fun outdoor.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also, if you're allergic to cold, you cannot really enjoy your holiday at
Yep.
all.
Yeah. And but how about budget though? Of course, if we want to go somewhere, we want to know how much money we gonna spend on a memorable holiday, right?
Yes, so budget is clearly the number one thing why this trip and holiday will happen in the first place. Because without a budget, we cannot do anything and go anywhere. Maybe we could just stay at an average hotel or an Airbnb.
And maybe for the rest of the budget, which we have saved before, we can use it to buy souvenirs for our family and our friends.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Another great idea is hiring a tour guide, so we can really look at the city and be introduced to some of the famous spots around here.
Wouldn't a tour guide be expensive though? And also, we need to wake up early in the morning to match the guide schedule.
That's a good point, but it would be so fun to do all of the activities in structure because we're not gonna get confused because it's all planned. Like we could go mountain hiking in the afternoon, and then maybe in the morning we could go sightseeing,
Yeah.
and then for dinner we could eat at a famous restaurant on there, and coffee hopping, and also buying a lot of souvenirs for our family and friends back home.
Well, I guess it will be fun then. I can wait to do all the activities. Bye.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What about the transport? Is that really at the top of the list for planning a memorable holiday?
Yeah, of course. If we want to go abroad, of course we need to use a plane, right? But if we only want to go near our
Country?
country, then we could use train maybe.
Yes. The faster approach if we want to go to abroad is plane, even though it's more expensive than trains.
And once we get to the destination, we could take the subway or the bus, the local bus.
Yeah, so we could summarize it by, I think the first thing we really need to, I think that is more important, is the destination and then budget. What do you think the third one is?
I think the third one would be the weather, and next is the
Activities.
yeah, the activities, and last is the
Transport.
Transport. Yeah, sorry.
Oh yeah, speaking of all the things that we've been talking about, which is a memorable holiday, what do you think is the most memorable holiday that you have ever experienced?
My most memorable holiday, I think, is when me and my whole family went to Bali in July 2017.
Why did you go to Bali?
So my cousin had his wedding ceremony held there, so me and my family came to celebrate the wedding.
So, were there any fun activities that you do there?
Yeah, I remember going to the Bali Zoo, and for the first time in my life, I saw an elephant, a real size elephant. It was so big, and I really liked.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I've never been to Bali before.
Oh, you should visit Bali then.
I guess.
What about you then? Have you ever had a memorable holiday?
Yes. So all of my great memories have been in Solo.
Solo. I've never been to Solo though. What kind of activities you usually do in Solo?
So Solo is my father's hometown. So when I went there, I always visit my dad's side of the family, and I get to meet one of my favorite cousins, and we would get along and play with each other a lot. And I also stayed at their house, and some fun activities. Oh, one of my favorites is when I go to this water park in Solo, and it has this huge statue of a god, and it scared me as a kid because I went there when I was a kid, and whenever I get near that statue of god, I get startled and didn't want to swim there. So yeah.
Well, that must be a very unique experience for you
Yes.
then.
And it's also funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is our memorable holiday.